Alrighter, we are back with another live stream. Gotta get all my junk together. This is a super loud game, at least the intro is. Oh, this is pretty loud too. I have no control over the sound, unfortunately, either, so hopefully this will do. So, we are playing Charlotte Lestrange, who is from Maine. She's a witch with a big butt. It's a weird little game. Her dress looks like she is covered with handprints. So, Ahmed's here and says, hey. I told him I was running just a little bit late today. He was very understanding, which I appreciate. Today we were having George Killian's to start with because I had some chocolate, and this goes well with chocolate. It's got a nice smoky taste. So Charlotte is a witch at Miskatonic U, which is a very strange school, and this is a very strange game, but let's see how it goes. Now, I can barely read this, so I might be moving this a little bit. Wish I could zoom in, but anyway. Is this really what the world looks like? There's like chunks missing. What are you talking? Oh, look at that. There's a big hole. I don't know if you guys can see the cursor now. There's a big hole up by Alaska and Canada on the west coast of the U.S. There are lines through South America that shouldn't exist. It looks like there's a hole in Cuba. Where the Sahara is, there looks like there's a lake. What else is weird about it? Hold on. I'm not as familiar with the Far East, but Japan looks wrong. Looks a little weird. And it looks like that Indonesia looks bigger. That's new. And chunks added. Mary Peanut Butter. So, the little witch girl had discovered that the university had been harvesting goo from kidnapped prisoners. But what was this strange goo? And why would the university be doing something so dastardly? Oh, and just so you know, I had no idea what they were planning. I was just that cute French girl that was vivisecting creepy monsters for the sake of education. Oui? So don't go accusing all of the university of being all dastardly. Some of us were as dumb as little witch girl. Why do you keep calling me this? Why do you keep calling me the little witch girl? I'm exactly the same size as you. Our story resumes with our little witch girl quietly investigating the strange orange goo while keeping up appearances as security guard of the occult science building. Everything looks weird, says Ahmed. In the map. Yeah, the map's wrong. I'm 22. I'm a grown-ass woman. Voluptuous almost. Okay. Problem is, if I switch back and forth and start, it moves the words on. Minnie in the Morning. Minnie in the Morning's a cannibal. She is from, God, the music is so loud. She's from Great Britain. Good morning, Miskatonic. It's me, Mindy in the Morning, with the Miskatonic Morning announcements. What is this morning you speak of? Sounds awful. First off, thanks to our dedicated and highly trained fodder. The Corporiums is now host to a hefty portion of Cthulhu flesh, and all at a record cost of only 7 fatalities. Man, I'm getting fat. On to international news. The Miskatonic University's Canadian branch is suffering a Yeti infestation brought about by their recent how many Yetis can we get strips of experiments? I can't read that. I can't tell if that means the experiments were a success or a failure. Is there a human resources department in this building? I'm wondering if the best way to start a workday is by blaring news about a fucking Yeti apocalypse into my head. Call me crazy. Okay, moving on. This is part 2. Your French accent is weird, says Ahmed. It is. I'm not very good French accent because I do the bit of the Ricardo Montalban, but I can't get my French accent right. Sorry. It's kind of a mix of Italian, French, and Spanish. It's mostly Spanish and Italian. Oh, hey Lizzie, how's it going? What you doing? Grime bath keeps all the New England atmosphere off, so I don't get any extra bits and bobs sticking out here and there. Like the folks here. Secret Ritzy trick. Want to try some? What's in it? Oh, lavender, rose petal, sandalwood, ambergris, some guy's blood, mushed worms, horse placenta, powdered dog, a small assortment of rocks, bacon grease, squirrel, and peppermint for that tingly fresh feeling. Horse placenta. Like my den mothers used to say, ain't nothing gets through horse placenta. She drank a lot. They sent a team to New Orleans to investigate. They sent a team to New Orleans to investigate what we found. So we're on errand duty today. I think someone needs your help at the library. Okay. When my grime seeps in a bit, I'll go see what they want. Thanks, Lizzie. Oh, stop the freaking music. Oh, Annie. I thought Mrs. Roth did breakfast. Let's take a look here. High dialogue. What good would that do? How do I get back? Uh-oh. Alright, fine. We'll save the game. Let's keep going. This is Nutty Annie. She's off catering some dopey executive brunch for the higher-ups, so I'm delivering today. Here's yours. Who is it? What's wrong with Lizzie? Lizzie? Okay, Lizzie is some kind of she's from Dunwich, I believe, if I remember correctly, and she is so horrible to look at that the human mind fills her in with darkness. It just makes her black, you know what I mean? So she looks like a shadow, because if you actually could see, it's your brain protecting you. If you could actually see what she was, you would go insane. Yetis exist in this world? Yes. I believe they're, I can't remember what the Lovecraft's name of them was, but this is a weird world. This is magic is all over the place and craziness and everything. I apologize for the sound, for the music. It's way too loud, but there's no way to turn it off as far as I can tell. I don't know if I had a name, seeing as it's a bacon sandwich. I could ask if you want. Lizzie is another of the cannibals from Great Britain. The ghouls kind of took over there, and so the people living there decided, you know, when in Rome. Wait, really? It's like human food? No, it's a pig. No, I mean, never mind. Thanks, Annie. No problem, my lovey. You want seconds, you come find me. Toodles. Huh, I guess Annie's not made up of 100% pure aggravating after all. What does the squid represent? That would be Cthulhu. Cthulhu was described as having the head of a squid and being about 300 feet tall. He's an elder god or a priest of the elder gods, and right now he is sleeping in his in the sunken city of Relais, which is in the Pacific somewhere. You actually can learn some mythos stuff from this game. Oh, those posters! Those are the posters that we got last game session. How about that? Well, apparently I'm needed in the library. Better get over there. Alright, so here's a question. Nutty Annie's there. We don't have to talk to her. Which way was the library? Oh, I guess I don't have any choice. This isn't so much a game as just a story, and I'm just pushing buttons. It's a lot like... Somebody was playing a game like this on a live stream, and I mentioned it. She got very upset and angry. Crap, what's the name? Oh, the Watchtower, I think is what it's called. Where you play a guy who's on duty watching out for fires. This is not as good as that because you're much more limited, but it's like that. Or like Until Dawn, I guess. But I don't think I have any real choice in this game. It's just push a button and continue the story. Hey guys, you wanted to see me? Nico Dag. Ah, which girl? You wouldn't happen to have any more secrets to divulge? Let me think. Oh, I discovered I had magic eyes when I was 9, the day I left school to become a witch. I sneezed in class and liquefied my home ec teacher. This is Amelia Lynn Lucat. She read a book that caused her eyes to catch on fire, essentially. Or burned these marks into her eyes. You have magic eyes? What do they do? Well, I don't have much control over them, but basically I do this. I like your lack of directions in every game. What do you mean, lack of directions? Okay, that's good. Do I have to watch this whole thing? Oh, there it goes. And stuff happens. Usually it's harmless, making people think strange things, or their limbs a little numb, makes tiny doggos do backflips, or babies say their first words. But, you know, occasionally it makes stuff turn inside out. I guess that's an extra secret for you, Nico. Well, it's my secret gathering that I need your help with, Charlotte. We're looking to expand the library to house my collections, but the engineering department exploded last night. I need you to find some power tools that'll help us in the library build an extension. Are you up to the task? Sure, I guess I can handle that. Excellent! Try the corporeum. If anyone has power tools in this building, it'll be that French girl. I can't remember my father's face. Oh no, Amelia got zapped. The corporeum. I'll go check it out. You don't know where you're going. I never know where I'm going in games. I get lost so quick. Alright, the corporeum must be this way. Oh, hey guys, have you seen any engineers? We're trying to renovate the library. Alright, so Caleb is a ghoul, so he's British. We still have engineers. I thought they all exploded with that dopey machine they've been trying to build for Yog knows how long. Anika, I believe, is Russian. There's still a few wandering around campus, withered as broken-hearted parsnips, the lot of them. Is the black stuff squid ink? I mean, for eyes? I don't know. I have no idea. They don't say. Gotta have filled their shrapnel quota by now. I saw a student, no word of a lie, his entire head cut in half. Oh shit, really? Yep. But he was always a little two-faced. Two-faced? I've heard the engineers use the Ethereum to store completed prototypes, Charlotte. Chances are they've got what you're looking for. Thanks, guys. I'll go check it out. I like Charlotte. She seems super perky. Is this them again? Hey, Vicky. Where the hell is everybody? Victoria Redler. She's a cutie. I like her. The engineering building. The engineering building. Didn't you hear the explosion? Most people are off carrying the wounded to the infirmary. Oh, yeah, of course. So, what are you doing here? Well, I don't have any arms. Ah, lucky break, huh? Well, it's more of a lucky ripping off and eating. Okay. Boop. This creature is something they have trapped here in the Miskatonic. They didn't know it could talk till Charlotte talked to it. Sup, Wallman? How's the science? Vicious and unrelenting. Radical. Hey, Jess, I'm told there's some sort of engineering project and one of the guys left here. Do you think the library guys could borrow it? Jessica Morgan. Who is Jessica Morgan? I don't remember her at all. Huh? Oh, yeah. It's over there. Did you find it? It's some big, ugly... What the fuck? What's this thing? It's like half car engine, half steak, half steel purse. Is this for fighting ultra vampires or something? Purse? The reasons you don't teach here. The reasons you don't teach here just pile up on top of each other. Oh. I have a rock-solid lady boner right now. I gotta have one in black to show the coven they'll lose their shit. Take it then. We were gonna use it to shut the Ethereum, but that ain't happening. I thought witches were into herbs and eyeballs and cauldrons and stuff. Why are you rock solid over that monstrosity? First and foremost, witches like awesome stuff. Eyeballs are awesome. Cauldrons are awesome. Secret midnight dance-offs are awesome. And the lady boner is awesome. You are a colossal lunatic. Thanks, Jess. I'll see you later. Hey, Abby's here. Hello. Sorry I'm a bit late, she says. No worries. Oh, Ahmed says, I like how everybody I see talking about gore like adults talk about the weather. Yeah, this is kind of a weird place. I guess I gotta find more tools. Let's see what this is Amelia again. Hey, Spooky. Nico's waiting for you in the library. Is that the thing? Yep. Glorious, ain't it? If you say so. Looks like something they'd build for fighting ultra vampires. I know, right? See, they're not giving me any choices, so it doesn't matter if I'm lost. Ahmed says, for some reason, Jessica reminds me of Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. Jessica. Wait, which one was she? The last one with the tentacles? Hey, guys, I got a thing! Okay, Varlam Nikotovich, he's definitely... That's the guy on the right. Ah, spooky girl, with the engineers taking ill, we've decided to use the shrouded remnants of their department to store Nico's archives. Just until the engineers, start existing again. Yup, we won't need to renovate the library until they restart their technical course, which requires, there's a mistake, which requires students with arms and or legs. Ahmed and Abby are saying hello. Does that mean I get to keep this thing? Help yourself. What are you gonna do with it? I don't know. I just want to look at it. Well, good luck with that. Okay, job done. I'll go put this in my room, do a quick patrol, and start a private investigate. Do. So did I put it in my room? Thistle thong of 1,000 young. What? Hey kids, hug your mom. Thistle tongue of 1,000 young. I've been drinking. Thistle tongue of 1,000 young teaches boys and girls of all ages how to be the best cultists of Shub-Niggurath that they can be. Thistle tongue, man, it's hard to read. Thistle tongue teaches its cultist kids that love and compassion are the best things about humanity and should be shared among them. This is such a candy-coated Cthulhu. In this month's issue, Cody, the cultist, has finally reached his goal of 1,000 cuddles, and for his hard work, Thistle-Tongue teleports himself and Cody, oh my god, to Shub-Niggurath's secret forest, where he is praised, blessed, and given 5 new sets of cuddling arms. Though initially painful, Cody learned that some suffering is required in order to be the most compassionate that you can be. Your character's so emo. Yeah, she is. This is a dark world. You gotta consider this is a world where people are dying and other people are just like, meh. You know what I mean? So, if you're dark and dreary in this world, it's just normal. It's not really emo. Uh-oh. Where is my... I can't find Matt. There it is. Couldn't find the bottle opener. Gotta keep those handy. It is time for some organic chocolate stout. Delish. This stuff's been sitting in the fridge for too long, so I need to drink it. That's why I've been drinking it every weekend. Without fail. Without fail! Alright, sorry about that. We read about Thistle-Tongue. Oh man, I love Thistle-Tongue books when I was a little baby Charlotte. When I was a little baby Charlotte. Okay, they're always about grooviness and being a nice person and stuff. It's why I joined the Witches' Coven. I can't believe they're still making them. Cody, the cultist, lucky little bastard, gets to hang out with Thistle-Tongue, and now he's got 12 arms. 10 of which... Okay, hold on. Let's get this in the right place. Then if I can't read, I can just expand this a little, and I'll be able to read it, and then just go right back where it belongs. Boop, like that. 10 of which specifically designed for cuddling folks. Man, what I could do with 10 cuddling arms. Well, just cuddling, I guess. I'm pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool, though. Okay. Nothing like stolen comic book posters to remind a girl of her witchy values. And nothing like an investigation into stolen brain goo to make her forget them. Better get back to it. Alright. So, Nutty Annie's here. This would be Abby. Abby's accent, at least. I can't do it as well as her. So, Andy's, how's MJ doing? MJ seems fine. We took a walk this afternoon. She seems fine. So, we're just waiting. We're going to just wait. We're going to see how the results come back. So, Nutty Annie is British. Cannibal. All British are cannibals now. So, where were you last night? Snuck into your room, but you weren't there. Oh, you know, just off on a secret mission, New Orleans, hidden keys, dark revelations, tragic tales, that kind of stuff. Top secret. Probably didn't hear about it. Wait, why are you in my room? I don't know. Just for talking. You're pretty much the only person I'd talk to other than my brother or the lunch lady. And that's usually about, lunch. That's probably because you're incredibly annoying. Besides, the only thing you talk about is trying to chomp my butt. Yeah. It's a good dynamic we've got, ain't it? Yeah, it's not bad. But the dialogue is pretty good. I'm gonna give him that. The writing's pretty good for this little. Abby says, if you could do my accent better than I can myself, I'm doing something wrong. You don't have an accent, remember? Everybody else does. Nico! Charlotte, thanks for the help with my activities. Care to add them with another... Care to add to them with another secret? See, I don't even get choices in this. It's just play the game. Let me think. Well, the reason my hair is like this, I like her hair, is so I don't accidentally... what? Hold on. The reason my hair is like this is so I don't accidentally use my eyes on something. If one of my eyes is covered up, it seems to lessen the effect. Weird, huh? Oh yes, I've heard about your magic eyes. I may have a small experiment for you tomorrow, so don't go poking them out before then. And remind me to build a Charlotte ward for my archives. Sounds like fun. See you around, guys. Abby... No, okay. When you say Abby's accent, do you mean British, says Abby? Because you're doing a Cockney accent that's nowhere near me. I know. I can't do your accent. Yours is a little more northern than the Cockney and the London accent, I think. But it's not a North Country accent, because that's more clipped. I like your accent. Your accent's super subtle. Let's see who's on the couch. This is our Jamaican friend, Charlotte. Why'd you leave the coven to work here, Rumman? This is Rumman Fletcher. She was a part of the main coven. Well, what's the cult of Shub-Niggurath's motto? Preach harmony and compassion, for the universe offers neither. British accents are all over the place. I'm northern. You are northern. Okay, but you don't... I did some study on a North Country accent one time. The North Country accent, because that was what my director wanted me to do in a play. And it's a lot more clipped, I thought, than yours was. Yeah, you're right, actually. I'm more northern than Yorkshire. Okay. I know, there's a ton of British accents. There's a ton of American accents. Ours don't... British accents seem to have class. Even Cockney is kind of cool. Even if I'm doing it wrong. But when you get to the south of the United States, those accents do not have much class. Preach harmony and compassion, for the universe offers neither. Exactly. Try to make a world a better place, because it's incredibly shitty, and that's what these guys do, man. But rather than being nice and helpful to our neighbors, they're creating vaccines, technology, all that kind of stuff. Oh my god. She spotted something. The Miskatonic's the frontier of occult science, and working here means you get to be part of a collective of history makers. Trust me, Charlotte. They'll remember us when these guys cure cancer or polio or tentacles. Oh my goodness, people are talking. Ha! Abby says Cockney has zero class. For Americans, it has class. Especially for Southern Americans. Oh! All my Southern Americans are... I don't have anybody watching from the south of the United States. Well, that makes sense to me. What about you? Why'd you decide to work here? Same reason. I became a witch. I really like all this creepy bullshit. Roman seems to think these guys are on the level, and if I go blabbing about what I saw in New Orleans, I could lose my job. Maybe it was just a handful of nutty folks performing weirdo experiments outside the university's eyesight. But then again, there was a whole facility dedicated to it, with a tunnel leading there, and warning signs and stuff all over the walls. No way this was a legit operation, and I'm going to find out who's at the top. Dun dun dun! Definitely some charm, but no class, says Abby. Okay, yes. Okay, I'll give you that. That does make sense. Caleb Wakenshaw. I thought it said Wankenshaw. So, what have you been working on? I'm going to be flipping around all over the place with British accents, because I can't remember who's who. Anika is kind of Russian. The rediscovery of one of the lesser specters of Yith. It appears to be a form of black sentient cloud, though occasionally forming random solid shards or icicles in its core when under severe distress. The Yithians seem to use them as a form of nourishment and humor, torturing them before they inhale the smoke. The odd thing is, in one of the last chapters of the narcotic manuscripts, the Yithians write that the clouds communicate in a human language. I've seen Hyperborean writings describing the human soul as floating black spikes. Funnily enough, sounds like the two might be related. It would mean that the first pre-human contact with the Yithians was situated in the lush jungles of the Arctic. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Oh yeah, Arctic, okay. Elder things are from the Antarctic. I think we've got an expedition to plan. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Oh, here's the little deep one. I don't remember her accent. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Our school swim team has had a custom-made swimsuit to suit their needs. Their needs, of course, being the extraneous mutated limbs or mutated proportions most of them have. What the fuck is a swimsuit? A suit that you wear when you swim. I'm starting to get the impression that witches are the odd ones out. Alright, so nothing here of any interest. Let's move on to the next corridor. Let's talk to these. Are these guys separate or are they together? They're separate. Simon Longfellow. So, how was your internal zombification? Any negative side effects? And Davis Tilling. Nope, it was a pretty smooth transition. Oh, I did figure out a cool trick as to having my intestines falling out. Oh yeah? What was that? Just grab them and rip everything out. Works like a charm. My torso's completely hollow now. He should be a zombie voice, shouldn't he? My torso's completely hollow now. That sounds like literally the worst thing that can happen to a human being. But if a dumb idea works, it's not a dumb idea, I guess. Alright, so I can go in there too. Let's talk to her first. Here's Amelia. You know what? Let's make her Southern. She could be Southern. Did you know our library holds records of every encounter with Yog-Sothoth, the horror god of eternal knowledge, in human history? Wow, how many encounters have we had? None. Weird, right? Oh. Maybe that's why there's so many goofy fellas around. No knowledge god to give them knowledge? Huh, that explains a lot. Give Marina an Australian accent. My Cockney sounds Australian. That's a problem. It's kind of like all over the place. Marina. Was that who we just talked to? That's Amelia. I don't remember who Marina is. I'll try to remember to next time, Ahmed. Alright, let's see. Let's go in. Americans sound more casual. More than classy. Yeah. Well, we're kind of lazy. That's why. Nutty Annie, yeah! Hello, Wobbly Hello, Wobbly Bum. Fancy meeting you here. Indulging in some light reading, are we? Well, I was going to check out Tentacles Tactics, a dissertation on regaining control on rogue transmutation circles, but I lost my appetite for knowledge. Oh, these! White chocolate and sugar paint. White chocolate and sugar paint? I just make these in the kitchen to remind me of home, you know? Wow, really? No. The engineering department exploded, remember? It means I get to pig out. Awesome. Thanks, Annie. It's an interesting world. We're in the occult science entrance now. Ahmed says the guy with the glasses looks like Harry Potter. He does remind me of Harry Potter, too. Mimi Rusk. Gosh, I don't remember her voice either. She has a lot of tentacles. How did you survive the engineering explosion? It took out the whole department. Militia Belial. I was in the garage across campus. It's one of the great things about being she's a mechanic. Being a mechanic. You don't spend a lot of time trying to invent a better wrench. Because you're too busy overcharging for spark plugs and peeking at pinup calendars? Gotcha. We had a pinup calendar at the Coven headquarters once. And by pinup calendar, I mean a spell of the month calendar. And by headquarters, I mean Susie's house. And by once, I mean every year since I was 9. You know what this kind of reminds me of is Terry Pratchett's Discworld. It's kind of silly, but at the same time, there is a certain sense of... there's a certain sense to it. More tentacles on this guy. Avery Marr! Thanks to our efforts in the Corporeum, preternatural medicine has advanced 200 years. New England's mutagenic atmosphere has gone from cataclysmic Armageddon to a mild mutational nuisance. When I was a kid, I saw a guy whose face was a butt crack. Alive and well, thanks to the Corporeum. Okay. We can go in there, too. Let's talk to everybody in the hall first. June Bloody Moon. She looks emo. Does the creative writing teacher seem a little weird to you? Whenever someone answers the question wrong, his eyes start pouring with blood. Eric Satterfield, he's a zombie. Look, his mouth is sewn shut and he has tentacles everywhere. The blood thing's a little disconcerting, but when the class starts clutching their heads and covering their ears to drown out the shrieking, that's what gets me. Huh. That creative writing teacher either some sort of banshee or just a huge douchebag. Probably a huge douchebag. Let's see what's in here. It's got to be someone from the occult science department who's responsible for extracting brain goo from people. Okay. Best to keep my snoop in here for now. Okay. Can I go here? Yeah, see, not a lot of choices here. We're in the student Corporeum. This will blow up. Abby says there were a few Discworld games maybe made, and I watched Vicky play them. I remember them being funny and enjoyable. There are a few movies that were made, too. Hogfather is really good, if you can see it. It's live action. It deals with Death and his daughter and the Tooth Fairy and Mr. Tietami. He doesn't like when you pronounce it tea time. It's really good, and the movie was a really good adaptation, actually, of the book. The book was amazing. Witches 3? No. Witches 3? I have to look it up. I think it was Witches 3. Weird Sisters. Weird Sisters was a cartoon. It was a miniseries, I believe, in Great Britain. That was an excellent adaptation of the book, Weird Sisters. Just wonderful. It felt like it was almost line for line. They didn't leave anything out. It's like 3 or 4 hours long. More recently, I made Vicky play Discworld Noir on the PS2 because I wanted to watch her play it again. I've never played that. I should get some of these Discworld games and play them. I think I would enjoy the heck out of them. I loved Terry Pratchett. I love his books. I still have not read his last one. It's sitting. I have it. It's sitting, waiting to be read, and I'm just putting it off because once it's done, I will never read another original word that he ever wrote, and it just makes me super sad since he died a year or two ago. Abby, you should try reading some of his books. They're so much fun. They're so good, especially the ones about Moist von Lipwig, he's a con man who the patrician captures and gives him a choice of death, or no, of leaving. Walking out the door is what the patrician says, but you can't trust the patrician of Ankh-Morpork because he makes the prince he makes Machiavelli look like an amateur. Or he can be put in charge of the post office, which has been there's been nobody running it for 50 years. And then later he's written about where he's put in charge of the mint, the city mint, and the one that I'm about to read someday, I believe is another one of his stories, and he is supposed to be working on a machine that will travel on rails between cities. But I'm not sure. I haven't read it yet. There's a gnat in here. It's driving me crazy. Abby says, I'd struggle really hard to read the books. I don't know. His writing style is like somebody sitting there chatting with you. It's kind of like Mark Twain. I read Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer when I was a kid. Or Stephen King writes the same way. It's just like, it feels like someone's just telling you a story, sitting and telling you a story. So maybe you could get them on tape, on audiobooks. They're really good. They're just so good. My God, they make me laugh. They make me cry. They're just like everything. I don't know how. I like how I don't understand anything. It's a weird world. It's like a steampunk kind of. This whole game world here is like a steampunk kind of world almost. Everybody's used to terrible things. It's almost like the elder things the elder gods have already come down, and the world has already been through this apocalypse, and now these are the people who have survived it and aren't crazy. Discworld Noir takes place, or at least is near Ankh-Morpork. Yes, that's a wonderful city, Ankh-Morpork. And what I love is that it evolves. When Pratchett starts, his first Color of Magic, which is a few short stories that are kind of hooked together, that are held together by the same characters. And you could tell it's more medieval, it's supposed to be like swords and sorcery. But by the time he starts really getting into things like with Weird Sisters and some of the later novels, Ankh-Morpork turns into more of a Victorian like magic punk or steampunk kind of a thing. And some of his ideas are so good. God, I miss him already. Nobody's ever going to be able to write like him, I don't think. He reminds me of Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but but his stuff makes more sense, and there's more consistency, and the stories are more solid, if you know what I mean. And you like the characters more. The characters in Hitchhiker's Guide are all just kind of goofy, but the characters that Pratchett wrote about, you come to really love them. I'm going to talk about this for the next hour if I don't keep playing the game, so hold on. I usually read French books, says Ahmed. No, I'm talking about this one. Oh. You need to start at the beginning, Ahmed. Start with The Color of Magic if they have that in French. And there should be a list online of all the books that he wrote and the order that he wrote them. How old are you, Ahmed? I don't think they'd be too old for you. He's also written some children's books that are so much fun to read because they are aimed at children, but they're written for adults. What was her name? I can't remember. I have to look up stuff again. I'm sorry, I'm way off topic here. Terry Pratchett children's books. Oh, this freaking gnat is driving me up the wall. The We Free Men. What's her name? Hatful of Sky. The We Free Men, Hatful of Sky. The Amazing Maurice and His Educated Robots. The Carpet People. I don't know that one. What is her name? Hold on, we'll get on with the game momentarily. Cookies, yeah, I'll do the cookies, I don't care. I can't remember the name of the main character, but there's a main character through the We Free Men, Hatful of Sky, Wintersmith, and she's a young witch, basically, in training. And I don't remember her name. Where's My Cow? That's actually just a joke book, kind of, but here we go. Is her name Salt? A Hatful of Sky. Here, we can look up A Hatful of Sky. Tiffany Aching, that's her name. She is amazing. She's 11 years old. She's wise. She's strong. It's a good woman book. You know what I mean? Like showing women as main characters. The same with Weird Sisters and a lot of his stuff. He empowers women so much. It's wonderful. You were 14. I don't read children's books, though I like Victor Hugo the most. Victor Hugo, didn't he write? What did he write? He wrote Phantom of the Opera, didn't he? Isn't that Victor Hugo? That was a good book. Or I got a good translation. Try some of those ones I just said. Look up Terry Pratchett children's books. They're not for kids. They're just kind of aimed at children. But God, I loved them, and I read them just a few years ago, so I was definitely old. Al Krunzrung. I'm gonna take my 2 weeks holiday and go work on one of the skull crackers sailing around R'lyeh. Has got to be the easiest job the Miskatonic offers, right? Ben Carter, look at his cat. That's a cat from Saturn. You know they call it the Nightmare Corpse City for a reason, right? Because it's a nightmarish city filled with corpses, or a city filled with nightmarish corpses. Oh, Les Mis. I didn't read that, but I saw the play. It was really good. Maybe I did. No, I didn't read Les Mis yet. Okay. Victor Hugo. They say that about everything. They said that about Milwaukee. I bet it's a nightmarish city filled with equally nightmarish corpses. But then again, I've never been to Milwaukee. Alright, let's see what these 3 dunces are saying. Okay, this is Michael Melancow, whose brain is outside his body, apparently. Ying Ren Sickness, China. Causes the victim to see a pair of glowing eyes in place of pitch darkness. Sufferers were terrified of falling asleep, noting that the eyes seemed to get closer whenever they looked away from them. The worst sufferers saw them even when they had their own eyes closed. That's not a real thing, is it? Chip Connors, Narcotic Plague, Italy. Narcotic Plague, Italy. Scriptures and texts were being hidden inside Italy's most popular... He looks like Cliff Clavin from Cheers. Most popular newspaper crossword puzzle. Those that completed the crossword were rewarded with terrifying revelations of the birth of humanity, most being driven insane by their new knowledge. Domestic earwig, New Zealand. A simple earwig that crawls into victims' ears at night, but makes sounds of horrific, muffled screaming and violence. Sufferers Sufferers thought that their neighbors were literally murdering each other, many trying to save contented wives by murdering innocent husbands. The male population of New Zealand halved over the weekend. Well, that one wins. I'm not supposed to go in there. Wait, am I? Hey guys! Whoa, what's this wriggling meat slab? Ah, I'm supposed to find her. That right there is a piece of Cthulhu's skin. Charming, ain't it? He should be Australian. No, they can't be an Australian. The Aussies are different. That's right. The Australians have mutated and they're Shoggoths. So we'll know when we see them. Grody. But I thought Cthulhu was like some huge alien god. How'd you guys get such a huge chunk of him? Well, he might be a huge alien god, but he's still corporeal, we? Funny story. There's a lost underwater. I can't do the North Country accent. North Country accent. It's more clipped. There's a lost underwater in the Pacific called Rie that used to act as a prison of Cthulhu. Cultists spent a couple thousand years trying to get him out of there, but a few years ago, that's not right. Some Norwegian whaling crew accidentally let Cthulhu out of his cage. As Cthulhu chased their yacht, out of desperation, the crew decided to ram his face with their boat. This caused Cthulhu's head to explode into mushy goo, disabling him, but his head slowly started reforming the moment it exploded. Smart fellow then immediately told the Miskatonic, who now employs a fleet of icebreakers, to continually drive through the mushy remains of his head, stopping him from reforming and destroying the world. Oh, that's right, this is in the 1930s. Sounds like a fun gig. What are the Wigglies doing? They point towards the rest of their host, desperately trying to reform. Nowadays, our supply ships use small pieces of Cthulhu's flesh to point the way to Relay. Awesome! Thanks for the biology lesson. Wasn't I supposed to talk to her? Alright, let's just keep moving. There's a lot of people in the Ethereum. I like Jules Verne says I met. Oh, I do too. His stuff is great. H.G. Wells is one of my favorites, though. I loved War of the Worlds. It terrified me as a child. Well, when I would sit and think, I would think, what if a Martian war machine just walked over the horizon? And I would freak out. Ephelem. She's a spider, it looks like. I hear the faculty's heading to Dunwich in a couple of days. Need the locals to help build a new portal. Ezekiel Starlight. Whenever I hear the name Dunwich, it puts a grin on my face to know that however tough my job gets, at least I'm not a portal diver. And puts a smile on my face whenever I get my portal diver's paycheck. Damn shame your job standing in a hallway ain't so lucrative, huh? That's gotta be a pretty big paycheck if it's worth a face made of buttholes. Okay. Magnus Carlsen extra-cerebral sentience seems to be a common factor outside of the human race. Even when decapitated, some creatures seem to function with their control over their actions. Yes, the moon beasts. I've just been reading a scenario about that. Nyx is a cutie. It's an interesting eye she's got going there. It's a difficult thing to study. At least if you have any qualms about cutting the heads off diverse sections of adorable animals. I really hope these guys have qualms about cutting heads off adorable animals. All the qualms. Ezekiel's creepy. Casimir's, I don't know. He's a portal diver. They jump into portals, see where they go. Sounds pretty dangerous to me. Okay, Cizal. He's got a mouth for an eye.
So, is there anything else I should know about the nature and its communal consciousness or whatever?
Yeah. Don't eat carrots. They hate it. Communal consciousness. That's a cool idea. It'd be a lot easier to spread harmony if everyone was connected at the brain. Then again, it'd be a lot easier to infect people with the asshole virus. Probably for the best we all think for ourselves. Abby says, Chasm just looks like he has a face made entirely of nostrils. That's what I thought, too. Ahmed says, dude, what happened in 1935? So many people have it on their clothes. That's when this takes place, 1935. H.P. Lovecraft originally wrote his stories in the 1920s. This is 10 years later, but it's in a weird world where people have grown to accept, you know, the terrors, the horrors. Everybody's crazy, pretty much. Have what on their clothes? It ain't 1935, says Ahmed. Yeah, everybody's got, a lot of people have class of 1935, that kind of thing. How's it hanging, Wall Man? What say you and me get out of here, hit the town, grab some street food? Could go for a foot long. Awesome. Please don't encourage the Eldritch Barrier protecting the western hemisphere of our planet from our incredibly volatile experiments on the original Necronomicon to misbehave. Ah, sorry, I'm just fooling around with him. What you been working on? Currently, the effects of applying samples of Necronomicon parchment to heated patches of human flesh. Oh. And the sample of parchment actually scribes the entirety of the Necronomicon's contents onto the subject's skin, essentially making a new copy of the book by tattooing the subject's skin. See, here's the thing. Like Terry Pratchett writes silly fantasy / Renaissance writing, basically. This is silly H.P. Lovecraft terrifying mythos. So, oh, Abby says okay for 1935. What you just said is horrifying. Warm up a patch of a book and place it on your skin, and all of a sudden the words start to spread all over your body. That is awful. That would be terrible. And it probably, or you know, scarring. Wouldn't that be awful? And it would have to hurt. But you know, it's just an experiment to these people. And the people you're doing this to are okay with that? I don't know. That's not my department. Why? Never mind. See you around, Jess. That experiment sounded pretty nefarious, but nothing about brains and goo extraction. Better keep an eye on it. Wait, isn't this my original hallway? Maybe not. Who's this? Well, this is the redhead, Lauren H. Did you hear? They canceled the liberal arts program yesterday. Liberal arts? That's like the study of a little bit of everything, right? Why'd they cancel it? Well, can you imagine studying a little bit of everything here at the Miskatonic? Oh, yeah. I guess that would be a little suicidal. Ahmed says, for some reason I thought this was the future since holes and random things were in the maps, but it being the past makes more sense since they didn't really know the maps that well. Ah, but they did. By this time period, by 1935, they had pretty accurate maps of the entire world, except for possibly the Antarctic and the Arctic. But Charlotte, at the beginning, it's noted that she has unleashed something terrible upon the world. And kind of like... And then they're like, let's tell you how it happened. So, something really bad happened. There was an episode of Warehouse 13 where a character read an Edgar Allan Poe book, and the words... This is Abby. And the words seeped into his skin, and it was excruciatingly painful for him. Boom. So you know where I'm coming from. But for these people, it's just like, it's part of the experiment. It's not my department. That's why it reminds me of Terry Pratchett a lot, because people are just kind of nonplussed by things that would be like crazy, silly, or terrifying. Boop. Let's see what these two have to say. Varlam Nikotovich Mergelyan. Having a brain composed of ethereal ooze does have its drawbacks. Oh, that's right. His brain's made of ooze. Last night I lost some goo, as if it had dripped off in the rain, and I forgot everything I learned in college. Whoa. Wow. How much ooze did you lose? About half a teaspoon. But the only thing I learned in college was how to play beer pong. Huh. These guys have brain goo pouring out of their heads. I wonder if it's the same brain goo as the brain goo we discovered. But these guys have purple brain goo, whereas the stuff I found was orange. Are there multiple flavors? Oh, you know what? Let's take a moment and go ahead and save the game, because we haven't done that in a very long time. Oh, this is... I like her a lot. I don't know why. She has no arms. She sacrificed them, as you can see, to have these floaty tentacle things beside her. What's up, Charlotte? You're looking a little frazzled. Ah, it's nothing. Wandering the halls, listening to what folks are working on, wandering more halls. It's a weird job. Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're making a us feel a lot safer. We haven't had an accident in the whole building since you've been here. See you around, Charlotte. That's because most folks are just standing around the hallways talking about board games and disease shit. And diseases, shit. What are they waiting for? They're waiting for me to walk by them and tap on them. Manus Emberstar. That Dr. Thirst Valentine. We'll make him Southern too. We don't have many Southern people. Dr. Thirst Valentine might come. Dr. Thirst Valentine might come off as a little apathetic towards the plight of humanity, but he gets it, and that's what we need at the frontier of occult science. He gets it. What does he get? He gets that sacrifices have to be made both from inside the university and outside of it. It's a nice thought to think that all humanity needs is a little love and tenderness, cult girl. But love doesn't cure blight pox, does it? Is this a girl? I think it's a girl. Bye now. I think I just made a breakthrough with my investigation. If Thirst thinks like that, it ain't hard to imagine that he'd be fine with kidnapping folks. And if Manus agrees with his methods, maybe other scientists here do too. Manus... I don't know. Boop. Ah, Charlotte! Finished with your patrol? Yep, all quiet on the Eldritch front. Awesome! It's getting late. Most of the staff tuck in early, so you can take the rest of the night off. Great! I guess I better go get everyone else's... I guess I better go get on everyone else's body clocks, and then I'll be in my room if you need me. Get on everyone else's body clocks? What does that mean? Well, I'm no closer to figuring out who's behind the brain goo, but there are a few folks acting suspicious. It might just be dark humor, a coping mechanism, but it sounds like some of these guys are fine with gruesome shit happening to innocent people. I mean, it's not like there isn't plenty of gruesome shit happening to innocent people out there already. That doesn't excuse kidnapping people and collecting brain goo. First thing tomorrow, I'm going to find out who it is. Good evening, ladies and gents. Mindy here, wishing you all a pleasant and fulfilling evening. Pushing the boundaries of occult science with little regard to ethics, for ethic or consequences. Oh, Shrub, don't tell me she does this every night. And now, everyone's your favorite part of the show, Mindy's Muse, giving you cheerful and uplifting stories from around the world. Uplifting in the sense that it reminds people that our precious little university isn't actually a bastion of liquid shit and human suffering compared to the rest of the world. At least, not the worst one. Firstly, there's been reports of sightings in rural Russian villages of a strange, new supernatural species, described as bipedal, humanoid constructs, roughly 15 feet tall, with a skin made of thin, clear glass. Strangely, these glass men appear to be stuffed with loose random human organs, extremities, and entrails that all appear to be working correctly. Open hearts beat, unconnected unconnected intestines masticate, severed hands wriggle their little fingers. These creatures will wander silently into local villages, take a person's hand, and walk back to the forest, with people too petrified to protest. Our local Miskatonic correspondent, Dave Chumley, ends his report form in the personal notes sections with, "Oh God, this is the freakiest shit. Oh God, she just walked away with it. Oh God, one of them has a fetus in its head. Oh God, it's breathing. Get me the fuck out of here." Hilarious. And if you think trained Miskatonic operators being frightened like tiny babies by walking lunchboxes is fun, reports from Paris state that the latest operation to clear the so-called void from the catacombs of Paris has ended in disaster. Whoa, put your clothes on, girl. Oh yeah, that god the peanut butter girl worships. So Parisians, France, there's some god underneath that throws out, you know when you have a weird thought? Like, I want to jump in front of a train? This thing is what gives you those thoughts. It's under Paris. So, she's a shaman who tries to... She takes the thoughts so other people don't get them. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, glossed right over that little slip. I read it wrong. Sorry. Shit's bizarre. The only survivor of the 40-man operation said that the void once again crept into the minds of the agents, stating that the 3 that turned their shotguns on themselves turned out to be the lucky ones. He went on to describe the deaths of the other 10 men to our university liaison in what can only be described as puppeted trance, including bashing their heads against catacomb walls, tearing their eyes out and filling the sockets with gunpowder, and simply chewing the flesh of each other's faces until, in a hollow voice, he told the liaison, "Don't come back." He then proceeded to swan dive out of the French headquarters, second-story building onto the concrete below. And from the other side of the world, there's been reports from New Zealand and of a new supernatural insect infecting the population. These would probably be the Shan, or the insects of Shaggy. Sounds to me like Satan is in Paris. It's an elder god. It's much worse than Satan. Right. The earwig thing those guys were talking about. I guess he's not going to stop talking about creepy bullshit. Might as well try and sleep through it. The creatures seem to be carrying no physical debilitating illnesses, but while pupating in the victim's ear, will generate the muffled sounds of screaming and brutality, making victims believe that their neighbors are viciously attacking each other. Thousands of people have already been murdered in an attempt to save imaginary spouses from imaginary violence. Local Miskatonic spot correspondent Sasha the Basher Coombs had this to say: "Just kill her already, I want to sleep." Oh, Sasha, silly bollocks, there's no her. And talk like that gets you a visit from Miskatonic's in-house sensitivity trainees. She tried to sensitivity train me once, back when you were allowed to flirt at work. I never had done it before, but the cute lad from the literature department said he was uncomfortable when I sat opposite with him with a bowl of spaghetti, stared at him and screamed, "This could be us," before throwing my head down into the meal. That would have worked in England. Long story short, sensitivity trainings can suck my spaghetti. You're almost doing an impression of the Beatles. I'm going for the Monty Python announcer guy. Ringo, I think, but I could be wrong. Ringo sounds more like this. We're the Beatles. Minnie talks about it right. It's just an everyday thing. It's a weird world these people live in. Man, I still feel the branding iron on my back. The ice water hosing the bloody speech. This'll learn you not to be insensitive, she guffaws, whipping hot, dry dock chains across my dangling, broken body. Might as well call it a corpse, the damage on it. Still taste blood at the thought of it. Thought that might be someone else's. Though it might be someone else's. My Ringo, they're from the North Country, aren't they? When you talk like Ringo, he's got kind of one of these. It always goes down at the end. So anyway, that's why I'm convinced that giraffes from another dimension. And that concludes Mindy's news. We went a little over this time slot, but that's okay. This has been Mindy in the morning, signing off for the evening. Good morning, Miskatonic. It's your angelic little ball of It's your angelic little ball of adorable Mindy in the morning, bringing you all the morning announcements from across campus. She just did announcements all night long. When you get to the end of the sentence, you were doing the thing, trademark, that made the voice sound like Ringo. The voice sounds like Ringo, because it always goes down at the end. That's overdoing it. I just screwed it all up. I had it for a moment. 8 goddamn hours. Firstly, students of the creative writing teacher, Mr. Chuthrigzu, have the day off, as Mr. Chuthrigzu yesterday accidentally wrote his name in blood on blood-dipped parchment and subsequently opened a nexus to his cadaverous homeworld, swallowing the entire post office. Ahmed says, why are you putting TM? Abby says, I don't know what Mindy was trying to say about the British and their spaghetti habits, but I confirm that one would like it if someone dumped their head in a bowl. No one would like it if someone dumped their head in a bowl of spaghetti. Okay, so here's the thing. The ghouls, Great Britain was infested with ghouls, and they were killing the British, right? So the British decided better join them, and they all became cannibals. So everybody from Great Britain in this world is a cannibal. So I think what she meant was this could be us, and that's a dead body. Abby says, I can't really explain the kind of joke mean behind the TM symbol. TM is trademark, and people will put trademark in a little trademark symbol in like Wikipedia and in books and written down when you say Dungeons & Dragons, trademark. Or something like that, something that somebody owns the rights to. Star Wars, trademark, I think. I have to use TM in brackets because I don't have a tiny font. The tiny font for it should be. So it's a joke in the fact that Abby's trademarking the Ringo accent. Get it? Alright, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. The post office of calls being rife with blood and parchment. Secondly, a reminder to students and faculty in the biology department that the revolvers held in the wall-mounted glass cases are for suicide purposes only. Don't try to be a hero when little Susie splashes herself with the rage virus. Let her do it herself, or let our security forces take care of her. There's a dark humor here with the suicide. A lot of Lovecraft's characters in his books and stories killed themselves in the end because they couldn't stand the revelations that were opened up to them and seeing the world as it is as a horrible place. No, I know what TM means. Okay, I got you there. Yeah. Ahmed was asking. I would like it if I dumped my head in a bowl of spaghetti. Okay, Ahmed. Fair enough. The turnover rate is high enough already, and our woodworking teachers are complaining about the amount of coffin projects they have their students working on. The security team is here to do it, to die so you don't have to. Ah, thanks, dick. Finally, our Argentinian outpost has delivered a genuine Shoggoth brain. Much to the delight of our Dr. Thirst Valentine, the brain has been sent to the Corporeum and testing will begin today. Ooh, okay, that actually could be something that's connected to what we're trying to do here. This has been your favorite morning radio host, Mindy in the Morning, with the Miskatonic morning announcements. Oh, I get the joke. You didn't need to explain what TM means, though. LOL. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to talk down, mansplain to you. That's not cool. So, okay, cool. Alright, let's see. Marie. Oh, here comes my worst accent of all. Ah, hello, Charlotte. You are needed in the Corporeum, oui? Oh, okay, I'll be there in a second. Thanks, Marie. She's in her underwear again. Why would she wear clothes to bed? She dances naked. Jesus, how much does Mindy talk? Mindy apparently talks a lot. It's tearing my throat up. Alright, time to head to the Corporeum, but the investigation's still on, so I gotta keep my eye out for mischief. Alright, so we gotta make our way to the Corporeum while talking to as many people as we can. Can you believe it? An actual Shoggoth brain! I don't remember his voice. All the voices are gonna be mixed up, guys. Oh yeah, he's Cliff Clavin. How'd they finally get hold of one? No idea what Ben Carter's voice is. Oh, you know what? Randolph Carter would go to the Dreamlands and the cats there could talk. That's why this cat is. I heard the engineering department's been developing some sort of acid rifle. Genius, really. I can't wait to see the look on old Valentine's face. Man, they seem excited. Ah, somebody's playing Gary Spawn. Eerily excited. So these four are talking. Let's see what he's got to say. This is what we've been working towards for decades. A genuine Shoggoth brain. There's so many questions we'll finally be able to answer. It's the start of a new global renaissance. And while we're here to see the genesis of... So exciting! What's the big deal? Okay. Oh, Shoggoth brain! So, this is it, huh? Kinda unassuming for all the commotion outside. Oh, I see chat's moving. Let's see. Abby says, I definitely agree. A French accent is not your strong suit. I've never been able to get one. Oui, I could sing Les Poissons. Les Poissons. And get a French. I should go like this. All the time. There's my French accent. It's terrible. I can do Spanish and I can do Italian. French, it's awful. Maybe I'll teach him if we meet up. Maybe, if I ever leave this building. Roger Cavendish, he sounds British. Yep. Oh, yep. This is a Shoggoth brain, or more accurately, an organ that we like to call a sentience mesh. It's the one solid organ Shoggoths possess, a sort of webbing that dictates its actions and behavior. After cursory analysis, I confirmed that it is in fact made entirely of primordial ooze. Primordial ooze, what's that? It's a viscous liquid, orange in color. Orange. When pure. Ahmed says, because French isn't that hard once you get around it. I know. French people will be offended if they hear you. Oh no, speak. I'm sorry. I don't mean offensive to French people. I'm just trying to make this more interesting, because all this is reading, really, and pictures. Excitement is not a kind of a thing for this game. Let's see. It's a viscous liquid, orange in color when pure. That is the base ingredient of all life on Earth. Every plant and animal in this planet was created by the manipulation of primordial ooze. It's incredibly difficult to find pure samples, but with the sentience mesh, we should be able to get from a grasp on how primordial ooze works. And to do that, I'd like to use you to use your eyes on it. My eyes? Sure, I guess. I can do a Maine accent, too. There's a very distinct Maine accent. I've heard it a couple times. And they say because Stephen King's written about it, and I think he lives there, and he's trying to be accurate. So Charlotte's from Maine. I'm just doing my accent because mine's kind of neutral. I don't really have a heavy accent. It's a joke. Don't worry, says Emmett. Thanks, Emmett. There she goes. Whoa. Huh. I didn't expect that. Astonishing. Charlotte, please, take this report to Avery Marr. I believe he's in the library. But what does this mean? Am I manipulating the brain goo? Am I some sort of psychic wizard? Or occult halfling? Occult halfling? It's too early to start making assumptions. But, if ours are correct, I'm very excited. It's a very exciting time for the Miskatonic, and all of humanity. Well, I better go find Avery, then. Did you catch that, Charlotte? Yes, I did, other Charlotte. Primordial ooze. Viscous. Orange. Hard to come by? Hard to come by my ass. Motherfuckers have been stealing primordial ooze from people's brains and stockpiling it. Why? And why was the first test to see if my eyes affected it? Shit's getting intriguing. This isn't a bad storyline, to be quite honest. You know what this reminds me of? Have you guys ever heard of Girl Genius? It's an online comic, though they did print it and I bought them because they're so good, by Phil Foglio. I don't know how you pronounce his name. The story is amazing, but there's people with tentacles, or they have exchanged their parts for machines. It's very steampunk. It takes place in the 19th century, but the world is totally different. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. You should look it up. It's online. Look up Girl Genius online. You'll find it. It's really long. They've got a lot to it. I should probably look in to see if he's got another volume out. Ahmed says, I could stare into those beautiful eyes all day long. LOL. Shit's getting intense. I like the art. I think the girls are all cute. The guys are cute. Everybody's cute in this. It's cute art, I guess. By the way, phenomenal acting on your part, Charlotte. Thank you, other Charlotte. Hard to keep a smile going when you've half-cracked a case. For now, I better go and find Avery and give him the report. Lay low. Try and learn what I can about primordial ooze. So I gotta find Avery and give him the report. These people are new. Let's talk to them. We're talking to everybody, guys. I mean, that's the whole point of this whole game. So, and I was worried it was a dating sim, but at least it's not that. I mean, there is a story, thank God. I just thought it was going to be about Charlotte trying to hook up with somebody. Davis Tilling. Maybe. Ahmed says, I didn't hear about it, but I'll look into it, though. Yes. Girl Genius. You should be able to find it pretty easily from that. Maybe she'll be able to close Carlson's face hole, or give Redler new arms, or fix my chronic fear of commitment.
Well, let's not wish for miracles just yet, huh?
Fixing mutations? I always heard that once you're mutated, you're mutated. Is it something to do with primordial ooze? Yes, it is. Everybody's talking about it. Do you think the Elder Things had a plan for us? I mean, we are the smartest creatures on Earth, right? They wanted us to carry on their scientific research. That must be it. Why else would we be here? Elder Things? What the hell are Elder Things? Elder Things? Elder Things are like the first living creatures on Earth. They came from space. Very strange creatures. They landed here. They set up cities in Antarctica and Southern America. Part of, well, it was Pangea back then, but that's where they lived. And some of their cast-off junk and end up evolving into humanity, according to Lovecraft's lore. The green one should get an Australian accent, but she is from Innsmouth, which is up in Massachusetts.
Pepperidge Farm.
Wait, Pepperidge Farm, remembers. That's the kind of accent they have up there. Probably not. When the Australians show up, they did an introduction at the beginning, which is like, here's the British, and now they're all cannibals. Here's the Australians, and now they're all part Shoggoth. I think we'll be finding some Australians soon, and you will get a hella Australian accent. Because I can kind of do one. Kinda. It'll be as bad as the rest, but I'll do my best. Curious and more curious. This goofy bullshit's starting to pile up. Ooh, okay, says Ahmed. Yeah. Dunwich is in Massachusetts. Innsmouth. Hey, Emily. Emily is a Shoggoth. She spilled coffee on the Necronomicon and turned her into a Shoggoth. That's this kind of world. Hey, Emily. Have you seen Avery around? I've got a report to give him. You know what I want right now so bad? Hot wings. What's hot wings? Lulu. Well, thanks anyway. Huh. Where is he? Guess I'll take a seat. Maybe he'll be back in a minute. Oh, hey, Vicky. Where's your little worm, fellas? Oh, this is the girl with the arms. This is the one I like. She's yummy. Oh, one's baking an elaborately tiered non-Euclidean Relayan tentacle cake for an executive brunch. What about the other one? Moral support. Baking a cake isn't really a torso-driven task, so I can wander around for the dumb bits? Okay. Are you sure you can trust those... Ooh, pardon me. Are you sure you can trust those wormy things with such a delicate task? Won't they fuck it up or eat all the icing or whatever? Not if they don't want to kick up the ass. What are you hanging around here for? Didn't you hear about the Shoggoth brain? Yeah, I'm looking for Avery. I've got a report to give him. Oh, I saw him at the main entrance. You'll find him there. Ah, thanks, Vicky. I'll go check it out. This is the main entrance, and there... Is that Avery? Ah, there you are, Avery. I've got a report on the Shoggoth brain for you. Huh? Groovy, huh? I used my magic eyeballs on it and warped into, like, some weird mouth thing. What does it mean? Well, it's mostly about documenting the effects of outside influence on primordial ooze, not so much about your eyes. It turns out that ooze samples seem packed with something akin to neural impulses, creating a sort of rudimentary intelligence that warps its physical properties to better match its environment. Of course, the effects is much more pronounced when the ooze is exposed to open air, hence the heavily mutagenic atmosphere, but it explains a lot about the slow evolution of species on Earth. If I had to guess, I'd say your eyes emit some trace amount of magic that only communicates with raw ooze, which is why the sample changed shape rapidly. Huh. I guess that's why it messes with people's brains sometimes. Because of the brain goo. Wait. What do you mean, hence the heavily mutagenic atmosphere? The air in New England has primordial ooze in it? Oh, you didn't know about that? Yeah, that was our bad. After the second expedition to Antarctica a couple of decades ago, the Miskatonic discovered, a couple of decades ago, the first one was in 31, the Miskatonic discovered that The Elder Things use primordial ooze to create all life on Earth. They brought it back about wait, what? They brought back about a swimming pool's worth of it for testing, but didn't know how it reacts to literally everything. It evaporated into the air, creating the atmosphere New England has today. And since the Miskatonic has the government by the balls, they decided not to evacuate New England, instead using the opportunity to observe the ooze's mutagenal properties on the universe on the unaware citizens. Oh, Ahmed says, I like hot food so much. Oh, I do too. Too bad we don't have hot wings in Tunisia. But we have slata. I'm going to mispronounce this. I apologize. We have, is it slata or slata? Slata michwia. Don't try to read it. Okay, we have this. It's basically chili made from red green peppers and eggplant, eggs, and olive oil. It's chili of Tunisia. Try Googling it if you want to see a pic. I'm gonna do that right now because I'm gonna lose all this sentencey stuff. All you guys stuff. Man, the beers are going right to my head. Michwia. No. There it is. Oh, interesting. Let's hit images. SLATA MICHWIYA. If anybody's watching this later. Oh, that's chili? Boiled eggs? I do love me some boiled eggs. That looks good. Yeah, I could eat that. I could definitely eat that. That looks good. Okay. I'm not a big eggplant person, but I've never had much eggplant, so I do love peppers. Olive oil, we use it for cooking. Let's see. By the balls, not to evacuate. Let's see how it's affecting people, okay? Which, I might add, furthered the progress of occult medicine by 200 years. Not bad, huh? What the fuck is an elder thing? Look up elder thing. Google elder thing if you want to see it. It's got a starship wow. Starfish-shaped head, 5 eyeballs around of it. The body is almost like a barrel. It's got wings. I believe there are some arms. Very strange. Lovecraft could really produce aliens. Here's one problem. Here, I'm gonna rant for a minute. Nowadays, you've got science fiction, and every single alien looks like us, but with a ridge or something done to them, right? Due to all the science fiction on television. But Lovecraft wrote about aliens that were so unrecognizable as even being intelligent. It's just, oh, it's wonderful. I love it. And nowadays you have these computer games, and with computer animation, you can do anything you want. You can make an alien that looks like, I can't even imagine it, like 5 heads just flopping around on a foot, or whatever you want. But we're still, in games like Mass Effect, every alien just looks like a person, wearing a suit, wearing an outfit. And I can't get past that. It bothers me a lot. There's a game called Traveler 2300, which was later turned into 2300 AD. The aliens, for the most part, looked completely alien, which was really cool. And I understand on TV, you want an actor to do the parts, so you get the facial expressions and acting, and all that jazz. But there's no excuse in any science fiction for any alien to look anything like us. Or, sorry, there's no excuse in any video game for alien to look anything like us. They should be totally alien, I think. I think that would be nice. On the other hand, Star Wars, Star Trek, Babylon 5, Farscape, the aliens being bipedal, gives each one of them its own distinct kind of deal, which I do like too. So, I just Googled it. It's disgusting. It's alien. It's chili with green pepper mostly. It sounds good. I like chili. I love chili. An intergalactic alien race. So the Elder Things actually came to Earth. Some races just sent their minds to Earth. Some of them evolved here and they died out, like the Serpent People. Oh, it's just Charlotte. Duh. Marie and the Caporium can tell you more about them. Thanks for the report, Charlotte. Okay. I'll go find her then. See you around. Boom! There they are. It's Marie. Here's my terrible accent. If this is an elder thing, or at least a drawing of one, we. Okay, so this isn't a very good drawing of one because the starship head, these eyeballs should be sticking out all around the sides. Tentacles all over the place. Barrel-like. They're about 8 foot freaking tall. Look up a story called At the Mountains of Madness. Lovecraft. Oh, that's one of his best. It's one of his longer stories. Well, now we have CG, so you'll find aliens the way you want them. But we don't. Nobody does it though. All aliens just look like a person in a suit. Mass Effect is the one that really bothers me because I don't know why. Their aliens should really be alien because they're the one. I guess that's the most popular game that I can think of. You don't see aliens that are so totally unrecognizable as anything, and it makes me sad. It just makes me sad. So there's our elder thing, and what was neat about at the Mountains of Madness is that Lovecraft recognized these beings as having a lot in common with humanity, as wanting to learn, but they don't. They're aliens, so they don't. They have a lot that's not. Elder things were once a race of alien scientists that came to Earth roughly 1 billion years ago. First life on Earth. With their tough hides and nimble tentacle appendages, they could live on both land and underwater. Oh yeah, looks like an evil carrot. They have a radial symmetry rather than bilateral symmetry as us Earthlings. And I believe they did have plant. They were plant as well as animal. They were kind of a mix. Much like a carrot. But with them, they brought a primordial ooze, the base ingredient for all life on Earth. That's not accurate for Lovecraft's mythos, in the effect that basically, I think the ooze was already here. They just were manipulating it. Ahmed says, we think we are the center of the universe and want cool things to look like us. It's also easier. Even in CG, it's easier just to make a person and then make him look like with a lizard head or a donkey head or weird. I'm still laughing from your accent. I'm entertaining. I'm happy with that. Alright, so unlocking the secrets of primordial ooze and how to safely manipulate it could bring about a new world. One without hunger or with the ability to create a species dedicated to working for us or possibly to jumpstart the next stage of human evolution. Exciting, or accidentally mutating everyone in the tri-state area. The tri-state area! Heinz Doofenshmirtz! If we were able to control the mutagenic properties, we could not only fix the people of New England, but let them design themselves to their preferences. Longer legs, bluer eyes. We could even do something about your giant bum. Oh yes, thank you, bye. Charlotte likes her big butt, which is fine. If she is happy with her body, that's all that matters. So, Primordial Ooze is responsible for everyone's mutations. Hi! There's a little dog here who wants to play. What are you doing? You can't go downstairs, so you want to play with me? Okay. So Primordial Ooze is responsible for everyone's mutations. I can mess with Primordial Ooze with my eyeballs, and it's the university's fault that the New England atmosphere is so effed. Okay, hold on. We gotta change hands. Come here. Come on this side. Hey, what are you doing? My little dog is like, I wish to play now. Play. Here, I'll play with you, but I have to use my left hand because I need my. Oh, Doofenshmirtz is German though. Yes, German or Hungarian or somewhere in there. I love Doofenshmirtz. I had a character named Doofenshmirtz in a tabletop RPG. I had so much fun. He was a great deal of fun. He was so much fun. Perry the platypus. Huh. I wonder if I can snag a sample of ooze from the Caporam. No doubt they've got a jar or two. Run my own experiments on it. See if I can control it a little. Show us the doggo. Okay, hold on. Let's save the game first. Let's go ahead and save the game. Because it, blah, blah, blah. So when I click again, it's probably going to jump the stuff forward. She's big. Doggo has gotten very big. She's 25 pounds. Come here. She doesn't like to be picked up, though. Hey, come here, Doggo. Come here. Come here. She's laying on the floor. She's like, I don't think so. Okay. I gotcha. Okay, you ready? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. People want to see you. There you are. Hey. Uh-oh. What's this? There she is. I'm sorry. I know you don't like to be picked up. Let's put you down. Oh goodness. Oh, gotcha. Good girl. You're so good. You are such a good girl. Ready? Go get it. There you go, man. Just for you. And edit scene. Boop. And Miskatonic. Oh, okay, cool. It didn't click ahead. Usually it seems like I mess up. Yeah, he's a classic. Cuteness on all four paws. She is very cute. She's a good dog. She's a great little dog. I have been very happy that I adopted her. She can be a bit of a pain. She is very high maintenance as far as like wanting attention, and that's fine. She deserves it. I try to play with her a lot because I don't want her to not play. Alright, let's see what we got here. Either way, I got a bad feeling about this. Shit's seeming evil. Thank you, dude. We love it. You're welcome. What gave it away? I love Nutty Annie, too. She's a cutie. How the hell do you do that? I don't know. I'll tell you what, though. The dismount don't half play havoc with my jiggly jogglers. My jiggly jogglers? Abby, what does that mean? What? So, what's all the muttering about evil, my lovey? Oh, just some stuff I learned about the university gave me bad feelings. Feel like there's some evil going on, you know? Charlotte, my sweet. When you die in some daft experiment, they're going to chop you up and feed you to me. They ain't exactly pillars of moral integrity, mate. Yeah, that's, you know, recycling. And an ongoing experiment they're running on us to see if eating people makes people crazy. Spoiler alert, you gotta be crazy to eat people. It's when all this science stuff starts hurting folks outside. That's what I feel weird about. Aw, Charlotte is really sweet. I love her. Ow, you got me. Ahmed says, yeah, she looks kind of hyperactive on your vids. Yes, she's got a lot of energy. She has a lot. And she's very willful. She does have a lot of terrier in her. Bailey, my last dog, had a lot more border collie. And I think she might have been a border collie runt. Because, oh, she's way back there now. Because she was very, once you told her to do something, she did it. Especially if she knew you were angry. She was done. She was not going to chew up stuff anymore. And I didn't raise her as well as I should have, I'm afraid. I have absolutely no idea what you said. Say it again. Actually, spelling it would be better. Jiggly Jogglies. Jiggly Jogglies, I believe. Jiggly Jogglies is what she said. And I don't know who made this game as far as, like, where they're from. So maybe it was just something they made up. Or maybe that was a Dick Van Dykeism. Well, we've got our Jiggly Jogglies. Mary Poppins. Jiggly Jogglers. Okay, let's move on with the story, such as it is. The mutagenic atmosphere. It's a university experiment. They effed up, and now New England's all screwy because of it. That's not fair, right? Let's you and me run away together then. What? Yeah, we'll go back to England, and you'll hunt monsters for a living, and I'll be your darling wifey in a polka dot dress, cook 'em roast beefs in a pea green oven. What? I've never heard that phrase before in my life. It's definitely a Dick Van Dykeism then. You could do that while that whole pipe and slippers thing like a proper American husband. Rough day at work, covered in blood and claw wounds, kick your shoes off, 12-bore shotgun in the umbrella stand, dinner at 6, bed by 11, dead by 8. Proper traditional. That actually sounds like fun. Yep. And you don't And don't you feel better with a little exit strategy? Back in London, we called it a fuck it. Just a little plan we all dream up for when shit gets slightly too awful. Helps us get through the day. Oh yeah, I do kind of feel better. Thanks, Annie. Not a problem, my lovey. Just give a day's notice if you ever want to escape the country, and we'll be on a boat by breakfast. Yeah, this reminds me so much of Girl Genius. They were talking about making a role-playing game of it, which would have included, obviously, some kind of like a source book. Oh, I wanted it so bad, but it's not come about yet, unfortunately. Ahmed says, yeah, Nutty and Charlotte make a good couple. Yeah, I love Nutty Annie. She's sweet. Oh, hey, your brother works in the corporium, right? Do you think he could sneak me a sample of primordial ooze? I'll have it on your desk before you know it. Thanks, Annie. I owe you one. I'll hold you to that on the honeymoon. Alright, so there's a little... Annie might be a little... She might like the girls and the boys, or just the girls, I don't know. Well, with Annie's swiping a sample for me, I better do a quick patrol to keep up appearances, then go back to my room and do my experiment. Alright, so we'll just keep moving through, chat with people. Yeah, yeah, this isn't a game. This is just a walk-through story. I'm liking it, though. It is a lot of fun. Hey, Vicky. wrong pipe. Hey, Vicky, where's everybody at? Usually there's a lot more folks mulling around. Oh, there's a trip to Dunwich tomorrow. Most of the staff are preparing for that. Dunwich? Isn't that where little Lizzie's from? Yep. Lizzie of Dunwich is, in fact, from Dunwich. Ah, mystery solved. We knew that. What is it? What is Nutty Annie doing? Hello, my lovey. What say you? Are we making a break for it? You're not even given choices here, so I think this is going to be a storyline that has one ending. First, I gotta find out why the Miskatonic stockpiling primordial ooze. This investigation ain't over yet. Well, you know where to find me. Standing on the ceiling. I do like Annie. Alright, we're doing the rounds. We've got to Nico. Ah, Charlotte. One more secret for posterity? Nope, that's pretty much all I got. What are you doing with all these secrets, anyway? Archiving them. Historians tend to overlook the minutiae of a person's life, especially when larger events overshadow daily life. With my secrets archived, future historians will know the tiniest details of our faculty. Who we were, how we behaved, and exactly what was happening during our time here. Huh. Well, that's pretty noble, I guess. See you around, Nico. Talk to her, check in there. Hey, Charlotte, do you think you could use your eyes on me again? Okay, that's interesting. Ahmed says maybe you'll get a different ending if you don't talk with everybody. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. I need to forget a few things. I don't have that much control over them, but I guess it's good practice. The art's anime-esque, and the fact their eyes are so big. But it's not really anime either. They have very exaggerated bodies. Did it work? Nope. Still haunted by the screams of 1,000 prior librarians driven mad by futile attempts to alphabetize the rotting texts of Pnugthwan. But on the plus side, I've forgotten where I parked. Well, you're welcome. Are you entirely sure that you want to apply for occult science security? It's a lot quieter than what you're used to. And then the memories come crawling in. Between the possibility of the occasional flashback in the occult science building and the actual danger of being torn in half by a rift in the space-time continuum in the math department, gotta go with the occasional flashback. Search yourself! Check with me in about 2 weeks. I'll sort out the paperwork. Huh. Are they looking to double security? Or are they looking to replace the current security? I'd rather she was a student here than security, to be quite honest. I think the story would be better. It's always uncomfortable when so many people are away from the university. It might be a little dangerous here. but it's so much worse out there. Caleb Wakenshaw is British. Oh, Mama Annika worried about her little flock. Come on. As long as they're not going to... Oh, I should give him the frickin' Ringo Starr accent. Come on. As long as they're not going to Mexico, England, and Northern Canada, New Zealand, Africa, Europe, or Asia, they're pretty safe. Or Australia. Or South America. Huh. Sounds like the world's pretty effed. You wouldn't think it walking around here. Except for all the mutants, I guess. And the toxic body warping atmosphere. So you gotta think of this world as like... You know, Japanese anime will... You're in a world that's our world, but everything is switched up. That's kind of where we are now. And the huge conspiracy of body and brain snatching that I'm currently investigating. So I guess you would think it walking around here. She's chewing up a little squirrel toy that was Hope's. Guess trips to Dunwich are just a thing for the occult science, guys. Looks like all the other buildings are bustling away. Works for me. Makes the investigation that much easier. Okay, we can't go out that door, so let's go out this door. We're in the Caporium. Let's see what these two are up to. I don't remember his voice. Are we really willing to sacrifice everything we've built at Dunwich just for a simple test? A simple test that can decide the fate of the human race. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's worth it. The Dunwiches can rebuild. They do it once a week anyway. Curious. Hey guys, nice outfits. Where are you guys off to? Oh, the beach! They're going to the beach! The Bahamas? It's your favorite, Ahmed. My terrible French accent. The art shop reminds me of Littlest Pet Shop. Google it to see. I've seen pictures of Littlest Pet Shop. That's little animals with giant eyes, right? There have been reports of an outbreak, and we have been tasked with a fact-finding mission, oui? Oh, really? What's broken out? Rum. It's an epidemic. The natives need a couple of gorgeous scientists to get rid of it. Ah, I get it. A romantic vacay. Well, have fun, you guys. We'll only be going a couple of weeks, so try not to destroy the place, eh, big stuff? Don't worry, guys. You can count on me. Everything will be alright. Everything will be right where you left it. I do like all the characters. Everybody seems really nice. Oh, God. Alright, let's talk to Dr. Thirst. Oh, Dr. Thirst is one of those freaking guys from the Max. Ah, Ruiner. Try to make sure your eyes don't fall out in the coming weeks. That would impede the advancement of science quite a bit. Well, plus I wouldn't be able to see anything. Oh, how terrible. Yeah, you're right, but the humans are less gory and shorter. Yeah. Alright, Pepperidge Farm. It's rare to see Thirst out and about. Always puts me on my best behavior. Guess that makes my job a lot easier, huh? Jessica! I love Jessica. Sorry, Charlotte. Ethereum's closed for the day while they prepare for the Dunwich trip. Huh. What's Ethereum got to do with Dunwich? Purifying diving suits, portal divings. Oh, purifying diving suits. Portal diving's a dangerous job. They need all the help they can get. We bathe our diving suits in the Ethereum's ichor, which gives them like 2% better chance of not dying atrociously in between dimensions. Huh. Well, tell them I said hi. See you around. Yeah, everybody's gone. This is Jamaican. So I was a guest at the Arkham Elementary School for mutated munchkins, right? And I'm like, little kids, impressionable, might as well tell them about Shub-Niggurath's cults. Try not to be a douche. Oh, trying to be a douche is a lot easier to learn when you're a little baby child. Or so I've heard. Exactly. But then this snot-nosed little anus of a child gets up and he's like, if these love cults are so great, why do we still need the police and the army or whatever? I've never wanted to drop kick a 7-year-old before. I imagine it feels fantastic. Well, the police are there to stop folks stabbing other folks. You can't force people to be loving to each other. You just gotta be groovy and hope people see how awesome it is and join in. Yeah, I guess. What if you could, though? You can't. But what if there was a machine that, just turned everybody into nice people? The nice people wouldn't notice. And the assholes are now nice people. People would be like, yeah, that was a monumentally assholey thing to do, but, can't argue with the results. World peace done, I think some people tried that before, but a whole bunch of people got killed. The machine was guns. Not a damn war, Charlotte. I mean like a spell or something. Pour a love potion into the ocean. And then you go with the motion of the love potion notion. Well, I guess if you want to turn humanity into a giant tribe of bonobos, that's a noble way of going about it. What is that word? Bonobos? I have no idea what that is. Ahmed says, yeah, you're right. Why didn't Marina go with them? She was already wearing a swimsuit. How much mascara do the girls use in the game? A lot. There's a lot of makeup used by all of the people in the game. Hey, stop that. Quit eating that. So I have a hole punch and little tiny dots of paper sometimes get out. She thinks they were tasty. Stop eating everything. They use a lot of mascara. A noble go? Dang it. Yeah, a noble go for the bonobo go. I don't even know what bonobo is. Bonobo go. Yeah, I guess that's one way to achieve world peace, huh? Yep. But still a douchey thing to do. Us cultists have just gotta be groovy, and other folks will be groovy too eventually. You're right, Charlotte. Forget I said anything. Bonobos are kind of like chimpanzees. Oh, I did not know that. Alright, let's save the game while I'm thinking about it, because I haven't in quite a while. Okay, patrol done. There's a bunch of suspicious motherfuckers around here. But not enough evidence to go to the cops. What cops? Better get back to my quarters, see if Annie swept a sample of primordial ooze for me. Right. Who is that? Is that Annie? That can't be Charlotte. Hair. Oh, that is Charlotte. Hair up and sensible. Jimmy Jams, secured. Socks, moderately adorable. Repugnant. Okay, I can't read this. Repugnant base ingredient for all life on Earth, delivered and ready for experimentation. Let's do some fucking science. Alright, I'm gonna save. I don't think I need to. I don't think it matters, but... Hypothesis. I can control primordial ooze with my eye bobbles. Method, I'm basically gonna try and do that. Results? Here we go. Huh, nothing's happening. Ooh. Whoa! She just made a Shoggoth. What the fuck? It actually worked. I am literally queen of the badasses. Some can do math, others can write poetry, but Charlotte Lestrange can make a Shoggoth of yogurt. Maybe with enough practice I can unmutate all the effed up folks in New England, maybe even get rid of the atmosphere, or turn it into a bunch of Shoggoths. On the other hand, if my suspiciousness gland is wobbling correctly, maybe I should keep this on the down low, at least until I've got some practice and don't turn people's mutations into Shoggothy mush or whatever. She's so cute. I like her hair like that. In any case, I don't know how to fix folks, and the only way to do that is to practice on primordial ooze. First thing tomorrow, I gotta ask Annie and Eddie for more samples. Alright, we still have like 13 minutes, so we're gonna keep on, even though this would be a great place to stop, I think. We got this damn music. Let's get past it. And so, the little witch girl had discovered what the university was responsible. That the university was responsible for the mutagenic atmosphere covering New England, which had mutated thousands of people across the states. Did her eyes change to pink and then go back to green? I don't know. Did they? I wasn't paying close enough attention. I was reading. But had also discovered that her strange eyes had the ability to warp primordial ooze. That's the orange goo that courses to the brains and veins of human beings. Who is this? Who is this person? Is that Charlotte? And you saw that I was on holiday for this next part. So again, completely innocent of all crimes. So the little witch girl was sent on another mission. This time, to... Can I help you? Just been given Wobbly-Ass a bath. Oh, that's Annie? God, she's cute. I love her. She put up a good fight, nearly got one of my duchesses off. What? It's a duchess. But quick elbow got her in the tub. Should see the bathwater. It's like liquid tuberculosis. Like a chimney sweet's chamber pot. I thought I used too much hot tap for a moment. Looked like she was melting to the bone. All the gunk coming off her. She's like 3 inches shorter in every direction now. Nothing like working with your hands, eh? I can make a trade of this. Charlotte washes it. I'll wash your Charlotte at a lovely reasonable price. Bugger it. I'd do it for free just to watch that squirming, screaming combination. Made me ribs ache laughing so hard. Who are you again? Bloody Annie. Cannibal Darling. Amazon of Cheshire. Legs are going forever and a smile like a smacked arse. Right. I did not recognize you with your head done. We're gonna save. I think we're gonna end the stream slightly early once the scene is over. Our story resumes as with Charlotte assigned as security for school excursion. Oh, and save game. Alright, that's the perfect place to stop, guys. So we will start back up here next time. We're stopping just a little early, but this is a good place. We moved through this a little fast this time, so we've learned that primordial ooze is being... Something's happening with it. What's going on? We don't know. We don't know. But we will probably find out next time. I want to thank everybody who stopped by and watched. Ahmed and Abby were the only ones who actually said something in the chat, and I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. If there wasn't the chat going and people talking to me, it's not as much fun. This is kind of a neat little game. We can go ahead and resave this. Oh, I did just save it. It just saved there, didn't it? Oh, okay, cool then. Goodbye, Andy. So we'll wrap it up. This is a good place to wrap up. Otherwise, I'd keep going, but I don't want to get like partway through the next part of this thing, and then we have to stop and kind of recap next time. I will probably be trying to run this again next weekend. I do like this game. Well, okay, it's not a game. I do like this video novel. Computer novel? What would you call it? I don't even know. So, it's been a lot of fun. I like the art. It's very cute. Look up Girl Genius by Phil Foglio. It's excellent. It's a comic book. Abby, you might like it too. It's about Agatha Heterodyne and her adventures and who she really truly is, and she is kick-ass. And it's a woman empowering kind of storyline. Women are very important in it, which I think is important nowadays, because right now we've got misogynistic people running the United States. I don't know about England, but yeah, it's kind of logical, actually, says Ahmed. Abby says, later, dudes. Yep, and I'll talk for 10 minutes here if I don't go ahead and stop. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will talk to y'all next time.